My name is Danny Mejia. I am a program specialist with Maine Boys to Men. I've been working with the organization for a little over 3 years now, combating gender-based violence through education around consent, empathy, and healthy relationships. So we've been really lucky and fortunate to be able to partner with Integrative Inquiry around a lot of our work. So we have been able to invite them into trainings, both for like our whole staff as well as for interns that are onboarding, just to create a little bit more awareness around, cultural diversity and the populations that we'll be working with, whether that be virtually during the pandemic or hopefully at some point in person again. Also, we've had the benefit of having them give sort of a closer eye for diversity and inclusion work in our curriculums. So one of our curriculums, one of our programs funded by the Department of Justice is to work with educators and coaches in the greater Portland area. So I've been really fortunate to have them take a look at that curriculum and figure out how we can make it as inviting to all people as possible. I really appreciate that they're going at this in a very unifying message, with a very unifying message. So as not to say that like these people who believe these things are bad and these people who believe these things are good, but more rather to say like, okay, here's the way that some might judge the world or look at people in a certain way, and how can we all shift our thinking towards a way that feels a little bit more inclusive for everybody. So it's really from like our work at Maine Boys to Men is very much trying to be from like an empath's perspective and trying to bring everybody together to combat gender-based violence. And I feel like they are employing a similar message or employing a similar tactic in terms of getting everybody to understand and unify around these topic areas. You know, I think that there is a greater need for these conversations now more than ever, because it feels like there's so much, I don't know, divisiveness and, all comments I've heard around like political correctness run amok. But at the end of the day, these aren't conversations around like what is politically correct and what is not. Rather, they're conversations just around like, how do we see the humanity in other people, right? How do we get closer as humans and begin to understand like why people might be a certain way, and to come together around a message of like you had mentioned, but like a message of peace and hope for the future. I think that's really important right now more than ever.